Well, this was the stuff I needed at the store. Henry's elasto tape repair fabric, 4 inches by 150 feet long. Take a wild guess how much this cost. I think a couple years ago I got it for I gotta pull that staple out. It's same stuff. A couple years ago I got it for about 10 bucks for a roll. Almost $20. Can you believe that? 18 something with tax. Almost $19 with tax. Unbelievable. Another reason why I'm doing it myself. I don't want to pay a roofing contractor to do this. He probably charged me double that for that material. And probably $100 an hour to work on this, you know. And why not do it myself? That's what you need to do too. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going on this, and I've been doing pretty good on these couple steps. I was able to do an entire step, you know, each little strip. I put stuff all the way across, and it went pretty good. Okay, so little by little I'll get her done. I got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 steps left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5 steps left. Okay. And I was gone about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I've got just a little bit of skin on here. Not too much. I think most of that I can kind of use it and blend it in. Okay. I'll keep her going. Okay, we're live again. I'm going to show you this one more step here and show you what I've been doing without you here, just pasting it on there. My roofing material. Just got my 2-inch paintbrush. Let's see, I'm going to do the whole thing this time. The whole one strip. Okay, where the webbing, where that cloth goes. Doesn't really take that long. Okay. Now, I'm just going to eyeball this. This looks a little crooked because I already used a little piece of it. About an 1/8 inch or 1/16 of an inch or so from the edge, the outside edge of the stair. Okay, my hands got a little paint on it, but that's the way it goes. Now I can cut that, and if I'm just a hair short, which I am. See, I could cut a little piece of this, 1/4 inch wide or so, if I want. Put a little paste on there at the end. And put this last little piece on there. Like that. If you cut it short, last thing you want is for it to be long and for it to flip up on your wall. Okay, so now before I even start on the next piece, I'm just going to saturate this. I'm pressing hard to get my paintbrush, push the paint right through that cloth so it bonds nice and tight on that glulam beam material step. Okay. And I'm finding the 2-inch brush is working just fine. If you want to use a 3-inch, you can. It's like I don't really have a need to use the mini roller yet. You know. We see a couple little goobers there. Get those off. Goober. Okay. Now I'm going to start my next piece. Just get it on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Just get yourself going. I need to get this done before the end of the day. It's Monday Night Football, man. I gotta watch that. It's I don't know, 3:30 now or so. Now I'm gonna just try to overlap just barely on there where I can see it. If I can see it, yeah, get right like that. And you know, with the paint on there, I can just do that, and I can pull it back, and I can see where the paint mark is on there, right? Or the roofing mastic, not mastic. You know what I mean? Okay, and I got it just a hair too long. That's okay. There, beauty. Beautiful. I'll go over it. Smash it down. See, I couldn't really, I guess I could do it with a roller, but this is working just fine. Now can you see how that cloth, it's just going to bond right down to my wood glulam beam step material. Right. Okay, there we go. Now my next piece. And the reason why I started from the front, because that 4 inches, now it gives me 3 inches plus an inch to go up that edge. That way I don't have to cut a piece like I was thinking I was going to have to. Now I want to just push that in, make sure it's still pushed in. It could loosen up, you know. And I want to pretty much saturate this thing before I put that piece on, so I get right on that inside corner with all of this paste, my roofing material. Okay? I'm getting it right inside that edge, all the way down in there. I may have to go over it a few times, and that's why I built that up with caulking beforehand, or else I'd have a big void down in there if I didn't. Okay. And I couldn't do this with the mini roller, could I? A 2-inch brush is working just fine. Building up that inside in there. And there's no trick to this. It's just going to take you some time. So, but it's not tricky or anything. That's why I just can't imagine myself wanting to pay somebody to do this when I know I can do it myself and save that money. Use it for something else, you know? That's why I thought I would make my channel. Okay. I know it's going to go up about an inch or so. But I want to still get it saturated on that inside edge as best I can. I'm just going to put a little bit more on there because I can, right? I can. Before I put that next cloth on. Okay, there we go. I'll get my cloth on there again. I might be in your way a little bit, but hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Okay, let's see. There. I'm trying to see where that edge is. Boy, I'm having a hard time seeing the lip. Okay, I guess it's right. I think I'm trying to overlap a little bit, see? Getting that straight. I guess I can just push it in there like that. Now I can pull back and I can see about where to cut it off, right? Right in there. Oh, beauty. Okay. I'm off just slightly, but not that much. And if I want, I could take a little, I've got a little piece here, and I can just hold that up there where it goes and stick it in there. And paint her on. It's like cake batter. Scoop it on there and I just load it up on my paintbrush and put it on there. And because I had that webbing tape, I like the fact that it's yellow, because then it tells me how much to put on there. If it was white, it's harder to see that self-adhesive tape, you know, if it was white. But with it being yellow, I can see, okay, I need to put a little more on, you know, more of my roofing material. And I'm just doing the best I can. Not too concerned if I get a little bit on the stucco. Okay, I can clean that up later. Okay, now I got that one more up in here. Okay, 2-inch paintbrush is working just fine for this too. You can see I'm going to put that another piece of cloth there. That's gonna protect this, because remember I was telling you I had floated that out with some concrete material, and I didn't want that to crack out or anything. This cloth is going to help that. Plus I'm not going to have to see that cloth edge here, because I'm going to have another piece of cloth that goes all the way across it. See? Okay, so now I get that up in there. Oh, wow, that was lucky. My little paint brush here missed me, haha. Okay, so since I got that on, I'm just gonna push it right where it goes, pull it back, see where I need to cut it off. I'm still kind of guessing, but hey, if it's just slightly short, which it is, I can take care of that. I can take another little piece of this, cut off 3/8, ½ inch, stick it up there, and call it good. Goody, goody, goody. You just have to kind of be careful with it when you first cover it, or else it's going to want to slide out of place. Well, and now I'm pushing all that on that cloth, making sure my roofing material is all saturated behind the cloth, pushing it with my paintbrush to make sure I get it all back in there. And on each step, am I going to do these other steps the same way? I'll give you one guess. Of course I am. I'm not going to do it any different way than I'm showing you now. Okay. Now, gonna look at that down here, and remember, I've got to do this edge and underneath. So I'm going to do underneath first, and easier for me to. I might move down one step so I can look up underneath there and get that. I don't want to forget that little bit. Okay? Don't forget it. Don't say, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, it won't be fine until you get it. Okay? That's going to bond all that stuff underneath there on that edge, and I'll be able to clean up the other stuff in a minute. And if I get a little on the stucco, I get a little on the stucco, that's all. Okay. Main thing is to get up underneath there nicely. Right? Now I can come back and do this front edge. See, there's only so fast you can go, because I was trying to go quicker, and you just start slopping it all over the place. Only so fast you can go. You know, whether you got a 4-inch paintbrush, or 2-inch, or 3-inch, whatever. And I can see I'm gonna have to put 2 coats on this, which is fine. Hey, it's my first coat. It's already white on that front because I had 2 coats of primer. One was the mold killing primer, in case there was any remnants of anything, because these steps are over 20 years old. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to just double check on the face of this. See if I need to do anything else to it. See, I didn't overlap it all the way right. right over there in the corner, but I'll wait until this dries, and then I'll look at it with a fine-tooth comb. Any little bubbles, any little imperfections, I'll cut with a sheetrock knife after it dries, and I'll put little patches on it, and if I see where I didn't overlap it all the way, I've got an 1/8 of an inch gap over there, and I'll just cut a little piece of my cloth. Okay, I want to make sure this front edge is nice and snug as a bug in a rug. Oh, so I got a little bit overage on that. Okay, take a look at that, and once you feel comfortable with it, and once you know and feel like you've got enough material on there to have saturated all your cloth, then you can do the next one. You think you need to put a little bit more on wherever? Then put a little more on. It's okay. Now it's starting to get sticky at the front, this front edge, because it's already starting to skin up and dry up. In fact, these other steps up higher, these steps up here, that's dry. This one's still slightly wet, not very much, but that's dry. Those other ones are dry enough for me to walk on. If I wanted to keep working on them, you know, if I started first thing in the morning, let's say, then I would let it skin up for a few hours, and then I would start again on them. But as it is, I'm just gonna finish the rest of these stairs, and by that time it's gonna be 5 o'clock or whatever, and they'll skin up and they'll dry and harden up over the evening, and tomorrow after breakfast or so I'll start again, and I'm gonna put a second coat on, and like I say, any bubbles, any imperfections that I have in certain areas where the cloth is not down perfect 100% tight, I'll go and fix. See, there's a spot, there's a spot, there's a spot, there's two on the riser, there's a little bit right there. And see, I'm not going to mess with it now. Don't mess with it. Don't, just do the best you can and then move on. And then once it dries, you can fix it. Remember, I had some little extra little thin pieces, and I can cut these for my small little patches when I finish those and go over those, okay? All right, stick around and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Oh, here's something else I wanted to point out. I put the lid back on, smacked it on down there, because I don't want any of that to dry out and skin over on the top. And once I get done using all the material, I'll show you what you can do to prevent skin from coming on there. Yeah, you can put the lid on, you got the rubber on there, but now if you got a 5-gallon bucket, and if you only have this much left from here down, let's say, once you put this lid on, you're going to have air from here down to there. Eventually that air is going to make the top of the rest of your material in here skin up. You see what I mean? So what you could do is you can cut a piece of plastic and you can put it down there and wedge it down and put it on whatever you got, the paint, if you're gonna store it for a year in your garage, or this stuff here, you put that all the way down there. You see what I mean? And then next time you get in here, pull that off, and then you can pull the plastic off of the top, and away you go. If you don't do that, the top of that's going to skin up, and if you wait a year, let's say, before you get in there, you might have this much skin on the top. You see what I mean? That you're going to have to peel off and get it all off there and all that kind of stuff for this roofing material. But as for paint, you'll get it depending how much you have left. You always want to put plastic down in there too. That's a nice little tip for you to remember. All right, off to the store I go.